Do you know how strong you are to have made a choice to cut your hair off?
Simply Shell, simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube, and you know she got a vibe for me. She got a vibe for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Michelle, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that has helped me tremendously along my natural hair journey after the big chop. I just want to give you guys a quick backstory of where all this came from, why a big chop, what brought me to the big chop, and so on and so forth. From the ages 6, I would say maybe like 20 something, I was getting relaxers. My mom chose to give me relaxers, I believe it was for my uncle's wedding or something like that, and then I guess she continuously did it. From my recollection and from the pictures that I saw growing up, I think I had a decent grade of hair, but I guess it was just what my mom felt was easy for her at the time. Once I became old enough to do my own hair, I started to discover, and that's when problems arise for me, because I was always getting my hair done. Every 2 weeks I was getting a wash and set, and I was just frying and drying my hair out. And I started to dye my hair. I did a few bob cuts, which I thought were really cute at the time. The worst thing for me was putting color in my hair, and that's when I knew I needed change. It wasn't until one night where I was searching on social media and I came across these beautiful women, big fros, and I was instantly in love. I wanted to know how to get my hair like that. I remember when I was relaxed and I would try to wear my hair in a curly state, there was no curl to be found, y'all. It was not even a wave. It was just straight. I mean, I put chemicals in my hair to make my hair straight. What was I really hoping for? Once I came across social media and I seen the beautiful curls, and I knew that I could have that type of hair if I stopped putting chemicals in my hair, it was a game changer. I made an impulsive decision for myself one night and I started to cut. Don't know what I was doing. I just knew that I had a vision, and I just grabbed a pair of scissors. I started to cut my hair. That's when my life changed, and it changed for the better. Natural hair journey has molded me and shaped me in so many different ways, and I'm so glad that I'm able to give this to you, because I didn't have this when I was first starting out. I didn't have somebody directly to just put me on. Started with one piece, and once I cut that first piece, it was like an overabundance of emotions. I felt a sense of relief. I felt like I was letting go of something. I felt like I had weight to me, and it felt like I was turning over a new leaf. A new improved me, and I was so excited to see what this new journey had for me. Once I cut it off and I was left with a teeny weeny afro, I knew nothing of what to do. Here, I can't turn back now. I made a decision and I'm just gonna stick with it. So I'm gonna give you some tips, and I hope that these tips help you and motivate you, allow you to see yourself in a different eye, in a different lens. A lens that you've never seen yourself in. Many of us become so attached to our hair that we don't know what to do if we don't have it. This is a choice that you made. This was an intentional choice for you, and it's for personal growth, and it's for you. So one of the first tips that I would like to start off with, and I don't think that we give ourselves enough credit, I want you to congratulate yourself. Do you understand how important, do you know how strong you are to have made such a sacrifice, a choice to cut your hair off? That is not something that we just wake up and find easy to do. That was something that you had to think hard about. You know, we have thoughts of doing certain things, but you actually did it. So be proud of yourself, taking a step to bettering the health of your hair. And I think that is so bold and so amazing of you to do such a thing. It's gonna change you, it's gonna mold you, it's gonna strengthen you. Cheers to you, because you are amazing. The next tip I think is really important is to find confidence. Really hard to find confidence when you are not used to a different look, when you're used to having your hair a certain way. I felt very discouraged when I didn't have my hair. I felt like my hair made me feel like myself. It was almost like I lost something because I was so attached to my hair. So it took me some time to find a love for myself again, which is something I think we always battle with as human beings. Are we good enough? Do we look good enough? I think the biggest thing for us is always wanting to change. And although change is a good thing, it helps us to grow, sometimes we want to change too much. That's why we're always looking to change our hair, change our body, change just the way we look so that we can continuously feel whole. And so I think that's what messed me up as a person. I was constantly looking for change to feel that empty void that I had inside of me. And it wasn't until I realized that I was lacking self-love. Personal things within myself that I think I needed to dive into, and I can't thank this journey enough, because I'll insert pictures and you guys will see the different phases that I went through. I had color damage, I had heat damage, I don't know, dry damage. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, but all I'm saying is I didn't give up. Once you make a decision and you are for sure of what you want to do, you will discipline yourself no matter what it is. You can feel discouraged, you can get frustrated, but that does not mean you give in. Here we are almost 8+ years later. Your girl hung in there, and the best decisions I could have ever made for myself and for the health of my hair. My hair has never been healthier. I went from a TWA, which is a teeny weeny afro, to waist length hair within 5 years of my natural hair journey. I've never seen my hair flourish like that, even when I was a little girl. I've always had long hair as a little girl, but my hair never reached its fullest potential until I stopped with the chemicals. That's a key point that I think is important to be mindful of, because we compare ourselves a lot. I think it's important to find that self-love without your hair. So what I did to make me feel a little more confident is I just, I added to my beauty. Bigger earrings on, and add accessories, and put a little bit of makeup on, even though my hair wasn't there. I try to boost myself for myself. I didn't look for it from other people, although it would have been nice to have everybody around me root for me. And I did have my spouse root for me, and he was one of the biggest advocates and the biggest support systems that I had. But I did also get some negative feedback from some people that were very close to me. I felt like I was caught in the middle between, I think I made a good decision for me, and then it's like, I'm regretting this because I'm not getting the response that I wanted. But it wasn't until I sat by myself and said, self, you didn't do this for them, you did this for you. So it's really important to find that self-love within yourself, because sometimes we think that we have it all together, and really we're struggling in certain areas because we don't love ourselves enough, and that comes from within. When you're secure with yourself and you know who you are, there's nothing that anybody can do to knock you off your pedestal. Next tip that I have for you is to find out your hair's porosity. Hair porosity is split up into 3 different categories. You have high, in between, and then you have low porosity. I myself have low porosity, which I think is the most difficult in my opinion, because I have a very hard time holding on to moisture. A lot of products tend to just, they sit on top of the tresses. It means I'm not really getting the most moisture that I need. I'm always constantly having to moisturize my hair frequently than I would like to. So it's really important to understand your hair's porosity. That way you know what products to choose. You go from relaxing your hair to a big chop, that's a whole different ballgame. Different texture, different products. You relax your hair just straight. When you're natural, now you have to really figure out how to keep this hair from being dry. It's important to understand your hair's porosity. That way you can understand what products will absorb well into your hair and what products your hair will resist. A lot of products that you may be using could alleviate a lot of issues that you're having if you know exactly what products work. Now, for example, my hair does not care for coconut oil. So you could be using coconut oil in your hair and you're not seeing any results. Your hair really needs a humectant such as aloe vera or things that are very moisturizing. You understand what I'm saying? We all have different curl patterns and different porosity. So once you understand your hair's porosity, it's gonna make your life so much easier. If you're interested, I will do a more in-depth video for you, but it is a very easy test that you can do at home, quick and easy, to determine what your hair porosity is. You can definitely research it until I am able to film that video. The next tip that I have for you is to create a regimen. You have got to create a regimen. With consistency forms a habit. Anything that you do every single day, it becomes second nature to you, whether it's being a mother, whether it's going to work, making your bed, that forms a habit when you do it every single day. Same way that you do your daily routine is the same way you want to incorporate one day out of the week to focus on pouring into your hair. That's gonna be your wash day, that's gonna be your deep conditioning, the whole setup. Make sure that you have time. When you're first starting out, you don't really know what to do with your hair, and if you skip or you don't put much effort into it when you first come into the natural hair journey, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna discourage you to wanna go back to your old unhealthy hair habits. You don't wanna take a few steps back. Like, you've made it this far, you wanna just keep pushing. So pick a day out of the week, stick to it, write it down on your phone, calendar, and make it happen. The next tip is to moisturize your hair. What do I mean moisturize? I did a video on how to properly moisturize your hair, and I'll link it here, and I'll also link it down below. Natural hair, it is super dry. It just comes dry. You wanna make sure to invest in some type of water bottle, water in it. Keep it in your bathroom, in your bag, but fill it up with water, and you can also add some essential oils of your choice. Whatever your hair likes, spritz your hair throughout the day. If your hair is in a protective style where you don't want to wet it, spritz it lightly every couple of days. If it's in a state like this, you want to make sure that water is going to become your best friend. That is the first ingredient of all. Before you apply anything, is going to be water. When you moisturize your hair, you're going to need to follow these steps. There is the LOC method, which is a leave-in, an oil, and a cream, and then there's the LCO method, the leave-in, cream, and oil. A lot of people think that just putting grease in their hair is gonna cut it, or just putting a leave-in in your hair is gonna cut it. No, baby. For me, when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just putting gel, and my hair was already dry. It was already in that straw. It sounded like I'm crunching on leaves stage, and I was just like, what am I doing wrong? It wasn't until I learned about the LOC and LCO method and I saw such a difference. You have to understand the difference between your stylers and then a sealant. Of course, you want to put a leave-in first because that's like your barrier. That's your base coat. Almost like when you're painting your nails, you need that base coat. Then you want to apply some type of cream, and then you apply your oil. The oil is your sealant, which helps to really close all of the moisture in, but you can't just put grease or just put a sealant on your hair. It's gonna be a hot mess, okay? Don't beat yourself up because guess what? We're all learning. You wanna make sure to deep condition. Incorporate deep conditioning. I can't stress this enough. I still do it to this day. If you don't deep condition your hair, you are just setting yourself up for failure. After your big chop, your hair needs that moisture. It's thirsty. I struggle with 2 different hair types. I had the new growth that you could see like the curls were trying to come through, and I had like the crunchy part. I think that was the hardest part for me because 2 different hair textures just was really hard because it was soft, but then it was hard, and I just couldn't figure it out. It took a good year, I want to say, to actually grow the relaxer out of my hair. Even though I big chopped, I still was dealing with that texture. It's a process. I have to have patience and understand that it's gonna get there. You have to be willing to go through the process, and I think that'll make it more enjoyable instead of trying to rush your process, because then you will not want to do it and it becomes very stressful. Deep condition your hair at least twice a month. If not twice a month, at least once a month you want to deep condition. I recommend hot oil treatments as well, and like using like a deep treatment mask. So you can rotate in between, but make sure that you are incorporating that within your wash day routine. You will thank me and your hair will thank you. Never go to sleep without some type of protection on your head. So you want to get a satin bonnet, a scarf. You could get a t-shirt, use a pantyhose. I don't care what it is, but just put something on those tresses. Your hair is fragile, okay? And it dries out very quickly. So when you go to sleep, we toss, we turn. That definitely causes friction and that causes dryness. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna regret it. You're gonna wake up and be like, what happened? What happened here? And it's gonna give bedhead, and then you have to just restart the whole process again. It's gonna make you just want to just slap a perm back in your hair. There were many times that I was just like, I can't do it. Like, I just can't do it. I didn't even know what else to do at this point because my hair was at a place where I looked like a little boy. So I was like, if I put a perm back in it, what am I gonna do? Figure waves? Like, I had to ride the wave, and I think that just taught me so many different things about myself to hold on through tough times. And that tough times and difficult situations, they don't last. This is just a temporary situation. I was tested many times, and I think that it strengthened me throughout this process. It wasn't just all about hair for me. It was bigger. It was personal growth that I think I really needed for myself. I'm getting off topic, y'all. Just sleep with something on top of your head. The next tip I have for you is just have fun with this whole process. I know it's not your ordinary. It's not your everyday comfort, but just try to make the best out of your big chop. You know what I mean? You did this for a reason. I don't care how many times you have to go back, reset, and restart, and remember why you did it. To better the health of your hair. It could be for personal reasons, but you did it for you. So just remember to have fun with every different phase and stage that you're going through, from the teeny weeny afro to the awkward stage where, you know, your hair is kind of long, but you still can't put it in a ponytail yet, to when it starts flourishing. Take something out of each phase and try to learn from it, if that makes sense. Not comfortable with it, with the state of your hair at that teeny weeny fro, try some protective styles. But when you're protecting your styles, don't just let anybody touch your hair. And I can't stress that enough, because just because you go to a salon and they say that they know what they're doing, make sure they know how to work with natural hair. You can end up ruining your hair before you can even get to a place of achieving your healthy state. It's okay to do protective styles, but not to keep them in too long, because again, you're not letting your scalp breathe. You're not cleansing your hair. After you take your protective style out, you deep condition, you wash, you cleanse, you moisturize. Take a little breather in between, and then you can put your protective style back in with that. Be mindful that your natural hair is still underneath that protective style. There's wigs, there are Senegalese twists, there are the faux locks. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I personally just rock my fro because I wanted to really learn to love myself without hair, because hair does not make me. And although I got some weird stares at work and going to the grocery store from other people that I knew, friends or so-called friends, I still ate it. And I did it for me. My decision is my decision. You don't need validation from anybody. And I think that is the hardest thing in today's world, we look to be accepted, but once you accept yourself for who you are, you're not going to look for that. Another tip that I have for you, which is really important, which is really fun to do, is to document your journey. Document it all, take pictures. I'm so disappointed because I don't have that many when I was relaxed. Technology wasn't as advanced as it is now, so I can enter some clips for you and you'll see like the quality's not as good. I've taken so many photos when I first big job. Camera roll is on overload. I was snapping every other day, like, oh God, my hair is growing. I was doing link checks. I had so many t-shirts with marks on it because I'm like, my hair is growing, but trust me, be surprised to know how fast your hair is growing. You may not be able to see it every single day, especially if your hair is in a fro. Y'all know shrinkage is real. That's another thing. Do know that shrinkage is an indicator that your hair is healthy. Embrace that. Take pictures of everything, because as you go on and months go on and years go on, you can look back like, oh my God, just when I thought I was about to slap another perm in my hair or dye my hair or put that heat to my hair, oh my God, my hair grew an inch. To motivate you to look back like, yeah, it's been 6 months and my hair is growing. Now I can put my hair in a high puff. You know what I mean? Now I can do a little bun. It's gonna make you feel good and you're gonna be so proud to know that you grew your hair by yourself. It's gonna mean so much more to you. I'm telling you, take pictures. I need you to really bring it in, okay? Bring it in. Don't compare yourself. Let me rephrase that. Try not to compare yourself. Everybody's on their own journey. I would be lying to you right now if I said I didn't compare myself. It's normal. I need you to understand that you don't know what it took that one person or those people that you're comparing yourself right now to. You don't know what it took them or what they went through to get to where they are now. We all struggle. We all go through different phases and stages to get where we are. You have to crawl before you walk. Nothing comes easy, so do not compare yourself. Only competition right now is you. You look at yourself in the mirror. That should be the only person you're competing with, not anybody else, because they are not walking in your shoes. They don't know what it takes to be you. You have overcome so much. You are so brave to be able to do this right now for yourself. Understand that that is a big accomplishment. You are your own person and you need to understand that you are valid, you are important. Self-doubt can really creep up. This is a new thing. This is a new journey for you. The only real competition you have is who you were yesterday, who you were last week, and who you were a year ago. So this pretty much closes out the video. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did and you feel better, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what stage you are in right now with your natural hair journey. How long has it been since you big chopped, or if you just transitioned, how's it going for you? Either way, I hope that you feel better and you feel lighter, and just know you're not alone. You got this. Hang in there, embrace your journey. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next upload.
Simply Michelle, simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube, and you know she got a vibe.